Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Jax here, back with another carton episode, and this one is a very important one, especially for those who has just purchased carton products. As we all know, carton has just landed in the United States, so most of you have never touched this product. So I wanted to make sure that I make this video so you understand how these tools operates and how you can optimize the usage of these tools and maintain in a way that it will last for a long time. So stick around. Now, there's a lot to cover, so let's jump right into it. First, I'm going to start with the foamer. Here it is. This is the box. This is the black box for the black foamer. And if you purchase the white, the box will be white colored. Now let's open up. As soon as you open the package, this is what you're going to see inside. The head unit attached to the bottle right in the center, then the battery right here, a bag of accessories, and the user manual in English. Here's the battery. Here's the bag with accessories. You get the USB charging cable. You get a conical tube for you to put your solution, and then you get the red filter and the black filter. The foamer will be pre-installed with a white filter. Here's the unit. It comes nicely packed just like this. And last but not least, the user manual. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. After you unwrap it, this is the white color. The bottle has a quick connect and release mechanism, so all you have to do is twist to open and then twist the other way around to lock it. Okay. The head unit has a air pressure regulator right here. Now this is very sensitive, so move very slowly when you're trying to regulate the air pressure. Okay. Then you have the nozzle cap, the nozzle 0, which is the standard nozzle that comes with it, and in here the pre-installed white filter, which I'm going to show it to you shortly. Okay, it comes with the plastic filter in the bottom, and then over here you see these two holes. Those are the air inlet and outlet, so do not obstruct those holes. Okay, if you do, then this will not operate properly. Now I'm going to attach the battery onto the head unit all the way to the very end, just like that, because otherwise you might have issues with contact. Okay, here's the on and off switch, and right at the bottom here, the connection for your USB cable for you to charge the battery. On the top right here, the battery level indicator. These batteries have been fully charged, but make sure before you use it for the first time, charge it one more time, okay? And you see all these indicators solid blue once it has been fully charged. Okay, I'm gonna turn it on so you can see it. There you have it. And inside of the bag of accessories, you're gonna get the USB cable for you to charge the battery, the conical tube, the red and the black additional filters. Now guys, I want you to pay close attention to this part of the video because I'm going to be talking about how to replace the filters. Okay, as I've mentioned, it comes pre-installed with the white filter. Now I'm going to remove this cap. All you have to do is unscrew like this. Okay, now the nozzle is attached to the filter currently. Here's the white filter. Now I'm going to remove the nozzle. So here's the back of the nozzle and here's the front of the filter. Now do you see this green O-ring right here? Make sure that this O-ring is sitting here on the filter, because oftentimes guys, pay close attention to this. Oftentimes, this O-ring will be here attached to the back of the nozzle. And if that happens, you may lose it because it might fall while you are replacing the filter and you may not notice, and this O-ring will be missing. Now, we don't offer spare parts when it comes to O-rings, so you would have to purchase a whole kit again, okay? Or you would have to run to Harbor Freight, buy one of those air conditioning O-rings sets, and you might be able to find one that is the same size as this one as well. Okay. Also, the back of the filter has an O-ring right here. This rubberized O-ring. Okay, that's to prevent leakage, water leakage. Okay, or chemical leakage, whatever. Now, when you install the filter, it's very simple, guys. Here's the head unit again. I'm going to install the red one. Okay, so you have an idea of how easy it is to replace. There you go. You place the filter on the head just like that. Insert the nozzle like that, and then screw this cap. Now, another very important information, guys. This is a cap to hold everything together, but do not over tight this cap. You're going to ruin the thread either of the cap or the head unit. If you ruin the thread of the head unit, you're done with the head unit. Okay, so make sure you don't over tight this. Just screw enough so it will secure everything in place just like that. Okay, guys, that's it. Do you see that there's a gap between the cap here and the head unit? You see those two black rubber O-rings? Those are not supposed to be covered by the cap, okay? This is intentional. Don't try to screw this all the way in until the cap touches the head unit. If you do that, you're going to ruin a lot of the components, okay? So do not over tight this, okay? So this is plenty and this is enough. This is how it is supposed to be, all right? Now, let's talk about the accessories that are available for the foamer. Okay, I'm gonna begin with the additional bottle. The additional bottle that I offer on my online store comes with a lid, okay? But they come in separate boxes. So this is the box for the additional bottle, nice packaging. And this is the lid with a handle. It comes with this rubber seal. I don't know exactly what the material is, but it's going to be in the description of the product on my website. And you get a spare rubber. Now to close this bottle is very simple. You just attach the lid right here and lock it in place. And you have very nice tight sealed bottle. Okay, nice little handle. Now, one accessory which in my opinion I consider a must-have when you purchase your foamer is the nozzle A kit. Your foamer will come pre-installed with the nozzle 0. If you pay close attention to the tip of the nozzle, you see the CARTON logo and a number 0 on it. This one has a number 8. Now the filters are exactly the same, so you're just getting a spare set, which is always good to have, right? Remember earlier we were talking about losing O-rings, so always good to have a spare kit. Now the nozzle 8, you'll get a very different user experience without changing the dilution ratio of whatever chemical you're using. So with the nozzle number 8, you're basically getting a more consistent liquefied output. Now, it's hard to imagine, so here's a quick demo. Alright guys, so the first demonstration will be on wheels and tires using only one foamer. Now this foamer and the camera will be angled in the exact same position while I switch nozzles, so you can really see the difference in pattern and output, okay? I'm gonna begin the demonstration with the pre-installed nozzle, which is the number 0, the ones that come with the foamer. This guy right here. Let me see if I can show you. It has been used a lot, so you might not be able to see the number 0 down here. On top says carton, and there's 0 at the bottom here. Let me see if I can show you the number 8. It's newer, so you might be able to see the number 8 here on the bottom, carton on top. Okay, so I'm gonna install the number 0, but first let me position the camera. All right, guys, so I think I found the best angle. As you can see, there's foam on the wheels. That's because I was just trying to find a good camera angle for you guys. Now, I'm sure you're curious to know what chemical I'm using to do this demonstration. And I decided to pick one chemical that I believe to be vastly used out there by detailers for its cost benefit, which is this guy right here. Adams Polishes Wheel and Tire Cleaner. Okay, I have diluted this onto the foamer at a 4:1 ratio. Okay, so let's install the filter, and I'm gonna use the standard filter, the one that comes pre-installed, the white one. Here's the nozzle number 0. Let me show you one more time. Place it right here on the tip of the filter. Then the aluminum cap. Now make sure you don't over, just enough so it won't leak and it will secure the nozzle in place. Just enough like this. This is plenty. All right. Now I'm gonna show the spray pattern. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. About 10 seconds. Now let's switch quickly to the nozzle number 8. Removing the 0, placing the number 8. Okay, ready guys? Here we go. See how different it is? Much thinner, much more consistent. Look at that on the wheel. So more coverage and better pattern. All right, guys, so the next demonstration on the subject of nozzle 0 and 8 for the electric foamer will be on a door panel. This time, I'm gonna use a alkaline shampoo from Luminous called L Pre-Wash, and I'm gonna dilute at a 1:20 ratio, okay? That's their maximum recommended strength. Now, I'm gonna have 2 foamers working simultaneously, one with a nozzle 0 and one with a nozzle 8, so you can really see the difference in real time, okay? Also, I'm gonna try to move my camera around and show you different angles. So let's go ahead and start diluting. All right, guys, so I got 32 ounces of water, and at a 1:20 ratio, I need 1.6 ounces of the L Pre-Wash. Now, this conical tube, which you will get when you purchase your electric foamer, is in milliliters, okay? So I'm gonna need 47.32 milliliters of the L Pre-Wash, which is equivalent to 1.6 ounces. So let's go ahead and pour about 48 milliliters, I guess, into the conical tube. I got 45, 47 and a half. There you go. And this should give us a lot of foaming action, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna pour 16 ounces onto this. A little more. Little more. Here we are, 16 ounces left. Pour the rest on the black one. nozzle 0, white filter, okay, going in, nozzle 0, and then the cap, nozzle 8, white filter, 8. All right, we're ready to go, guys. 1, 2, 3. This is nozzle 0. This is nozzle 8. Look the difference on consistency. Again, nozzle 0. Nozzle 8. See, it's more uniform. And this is thicker. Okay? See, higher output. So this one finishes up first, see? But faster coverage. Now, did you see how just a little nozzle changed the experience completely? So what does that tell you? That you have to dial in your setup. Okay, guys, this tool is very sensitive. So if you're using the wrong dilution ratio, that's already a red flag, guys. If your chemical company tells you 5 to 1, but you're using 10 to 1, it's pretty obvious that you're not gonna get a great user experience. So fix that first. Then try different filters. Try the white filters, and you think you want something thicker with a different pattern. Try the red filter. And if you're not satisfied still, try the black. But the black, I don't think in most cases, in from my experience of using this tool for close to a year now, every single day, I never had to use the black filter yet. So make sure you test, guys. Make sure you test, okay? You don't have to have the nozzle 8 if you don't want to, but at least change out, swap filters, and swap chemicals, to see how different the tool will react. Now, this brings me to a very important subject that needs to be discussed and explained. Us here in the United States, the vast majority of us are used to using what type of foamers? The electric foamers that requires what? The chamber to be pressurized with air before you start using it, right? So basically, you add your chemical, you attach your bottle to the head unit, you turn on the pump motor, then you wait for the chamber to get pressurized with air, and that air will push the solution out. Now, with carton foamers, the technology is completely different. So, you have to change your approach as well. Okay, with a carton foamer, you get two motors. You don't have to wait for the chamber to get pressurized. Okay, the moment you add your chemical, attach the bottle to the head unit and press on, you will see instant foaming coming out. Now, the approach that needs to be different is the approach of movement. You have to move at a slower pace. Okay, so make sure you're not moving like this, because if you're moving like this, you're not gonna get a nice even pattern. Okay, so this tool is designed for you to move at a slower pace, almost like a therapy. Honestly, guys, honestly, I absolutely love carton foamers, at a point that is so much fun, guys. It's so much fun. So if you value the user experience, if you value design, if you value quality of construction, if you value, like uh, features, for example, detachable battery, you can have your foamer on your shelf while you're charging your battery at your charging station. You can use that battery for other tools that are going to be coming to the United States. So if you value that, then Carton is the one that you want to have. If you plan on dropping your carton foamer from the roof of your house, then you might think twice. Now, that pretty much covers what I wanted to talk about the carton foamers. Make sure you watch this video before you start using it. As far as maintenance goes, what I would do is once you use it, especially if it's going to be sitting on your shelf for an extended period of time, run with water at the end of the day. Like you finished your work and you want to store it. Before you store it, just detach the head unit. Uh, I don't know, grab uh, a cup of water, add water in it, and then turn on the pump and then let the system run with water, so then the filter is clean, everything is clean, and it's not going to get dry and start clogging up. And lastly, guys, one very important tip. Let me show you. So these three contact points here needs to be cleaned up from time to time. Okay, so use a alcohol swab to clean up these contacts. Okay, because if it gets dirty, then you're gonna start seeing failure. Okay, so make sure that you clean up from time to time, as well as on the head unit. Okay, so in here, I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can show you. Maybe, I don't know, but just clean from time to time. All right, that applies to the foamers, the sprayer as well. Now let's talk about the EP3 liquid sprayer, and I'm gonna begin with what's in the box. But there's two different ways that you're gonna get this shipment. Okay, for this launch, you're gonna be getting three separate boxes for each component. So one box with a bottle, one box with a battery, and one box with a head unit. But also in the future, you're gonna be getting probably a single package, just like the EP2. Okay, so everything is going to come inside of a one single package. But for now, you're going to be getting three different boxes. So I'm going to show you the three different boxes first, but also I'm going to show you the single package, so this video stays fresh for the future. Okay, so here is the box for the head unit, which is a very nice box. Once you open the box, you see instructions in English and the head unit. The box with the bottle, black box for the smoky black bottle, and white box for the transparent bottle. Here's the bottle, guys, for the black head. Now, one thing I would like to show you guys is that when you are getting this shipment with three separate boxes, you're also getting this additional rubber seal that goes on the bottom of the head unit, which I'm going to show you shortly. Okay, now if you get the single package, you don't get that. Instead, you're going to get the conical tube. With this, you don't get the conical tube, but you get that rubber seal. Okay, so once again, guys, the bottle and the battery. Very nicely packed as well. The USB cable is in there. Oops. Here it is, guys. And the battery. Okay. Now, in the future, once you start getting this shipped to your home in a single package, this is how it's going to come to you. This one is the black color. You're also going to get a white box for the white colored liquid sprayer. Okay. This is how it's going to look like inside. As soon as you open, you will see the head unit right away. And then let's remove the head unit. Here's the head unit. Now let's open this lid, remove this foam, and inside you're gonna get the instructions, the battery, the USB charger cable, and the conical tube, and the bottle. Okay, again, no rubber seal, but you get conical tube instead. That rubber seal is a replacement for here, the bottom of the head right here, to give a tight seal when you attach the bottle to the head unit, okay? Now here's an assemble unit. I use this one in my shop, so I'm sorry that there's some liquid residue in there. It's a little dirty. Here is the head, and the head of the EP3 has a lock for the battery slash handle. The battery is the same for the EP2, EP3, and future tools. Now, when you attach this battery, make sure you slide this all the way in until you hear a click from the lock, okay? Just like that, look. Perfect. Because if you don't do that, if you leave any gap, the motor might start to fail while you're using it, okay? So make sure it's pushed all the way in, okay? Also, frequently try to use a alcohol swab to clean up the terminals, all right? Now here's the nozzle, guys, the standard nozzle that comes with it. This will give a round shaped or radius circular pattern, okay? And if you turn this nozzle, you can adjust how wide or tight you want the pattern to be, okay? Now, let's go over accessories. So, additional bottle with a lid. It comes in a separate package. It comes attached with a rubber seal inside, but you get a spare one, okay? This also has a quick connect and release mechanism. So you place the lid and twist, turn like this, and you're good to go. Very nice and tight. Here's the stainless steel weighted filter, which is exactly the same for the EP2, EP3. This is a standard weighted filter. Now, the last accessory, which again, in my opinion, is a must have, even more so than the nozzle 8 for the EP2, is this guy right here. The fan shaped nozzle. Now, they offer in 3 different angles, 25 degrees, 50 degrees, and 80 degrees. You see a red mark on the 50? Those are the ones that I have available, okay? I'm not importing the 20 and the 80 for now because those are not as popular as the 50 degrees. The 50 degrees is like the 40 degrees nozzles for pressure washer. We all use that all the time, right? So the 50 degrees is the one that you must have. This is a fan-shaped pattern, okay? So different than the radius circular pattern, okay? This changes the experience completely, guys. And I'm gonna show it to you now. But before, here's the black, and here is the silver. So let's jump right into the demo. Here we go. What?
What are you doing?
Just trying to get some clicks.
The only click you're gonna get is unsubscribe.
Seriously? Do you agree? All right, all right. All right, guys, so let's just get back down to business. Now, the next demonstration will be with a liquid sprayer. I'm gonna show you the spray pattern using the original nozzle that comes with it. This one gives a circular pattern or a round shape pattern or a radius pattern. And if you turn the nozzle, you can actually adjust how wider or tighter you want that pattern to be. Now, just don't turn this too much because if you do, it's going to start leaking, okay? Once I finish the demonstration with this nozzle, I'm gonna switch to the 50-degree fan-shaped nozzle, which is an accessory sold on my website, okay? Now, I have filled the bottle with water for demonstration purpose because it doesn't matter what type of liquid you use on a liquid sprayer, the pattern will always be the same, okay? So here we go. Ready? I'm gonna begin with a tight pattern, okay? Now I'm gonna open up a little bit so you can see the difference. Now I'm gonna do it very, very wide. It reaches right up to here. Now let me show you on a different angle. All right, guys, so let's try it this way right here. I have opened the nozzle to the max, so it's going to be very wide. Hopefully you can see it. Check this out. Here we go. Let me move a little bit like this. All right, guys, so now I have closed. I'm gonna show you with a very tight pattern. Here we go. Now I'm gonna try to switch patterns while it's still operating. Here we go. The widest. Alright guys, so the next demonstration will be with this nozzle, which is an accessory. It's called a fan-shaped nozzle, and this provides a 50-degree angle. There are two other different angles, I believe 25 or 20 and then 80, okay? 50 degrees is the most popular angle, so that's why I'm offering this as an accessory on my website, okay? All you have to do is unscrew the original nozzle, just like that. And then replace with this. And guys, never over tight these things, okay? It has two rubber gaskets that will seal the nozzle from leaking, okay? So just find the perfect angle for you, like horizontal or vertical. That's up to you. And we're ready to fire this up. Ready? Here we go, guys. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna turn this slightly so you can see like this, if you prefer. me try from here. Now, there you have it, guys. You saw the difference between the fan-shaped nozzle and the nozzle that comes with the sprayer. To me, it's a must-have, but it's all about personal preference, right? Now, before we wrap things up, a couple of things that I wanted to talk about. First of all, maintenance. Make sure, like, if you're going to store your units for extended period of times, remove the chemical, okay? Put it back into the original container. Rinse it off. Run the system with clean water. Let it air dry before you store it. Also, one big tip that I wanted to give to you guys. So if you remove the nozzle from the liquid sprayer from the head unit, you're going to see that there's two chemical resistant O-rings. Now, if you leave these O-rings attached to this aluminum nozzle for extended period of times with any chemical residue in there, the O-ring, doesn't matter how chemical resistant it is, will start to sort of like, I guess, melt and then start gluing onto the aluminum housing. So a solution that I found for this problem is to just apply a little dab of Vaseline. So you apply a little dab of Vaseline here around the O-rings before you store it, and you're good to go. All right, guys, so that's a wrap for today. I really hope I was able to share some valuable information for you guys. Also, more information is available under the description of each of the products on my website, pristineautolab.com, as well as the manual. Just read the manual, guys. It will help you, trust me. And lastly, I have a bunch of videos on my YouTube channel where I am using these tools. So take a look. You can learn a few things here and there by just watching some of that footage. All right. Uh, Thank you very much, guys, for the support. I hope you enjoy these tools because I have been using for the past almost a year, and I have replaced all my sprayers and foamers with carton products, and I absolutely love them. Every time I use them, I smile. So I hope you feel the same way. Thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for more cartoon videos coming up very soon. Take care.